Hello friends, in this video I will explain you how you should go about answering the interview question, why do you want to leave your current job? So in this video I will cover 1. Why is the interviewer asking you this question? 2. What are the kind of responses you should never give? 3. What is the approach you should use to craft the answer to this question? And 4. Some strong responses or answers that you can use in the interview to answer this question. So now let's talk about what are the reasons that the interviewer is asking you this question. So essentially they want to understand what were the circumstances in which you either left the company, or what are the situations which are causing you to leave the company. Is it voluntary? Were you fired? Were you laid off? Was it restructuring? So they just want to have an idea of what is the core reason why you want to switch from your current role. Now this also helps them determine what do you want from your new job, because there must be a reason why you're leaving the previous job, and hence want to make sure that when you enter the new job you don't face or encounter same circumstances, otherwise you would be looking to leave again. So they want to make sure if you are that fit for the organization, and if there are any concerns that they need to know about you which makes you a not so good fit for the role that they want to hire. Thirdly, they want to make sure that you are a serious candidate. It takes a lot for the recruiter to invest time with the candidate, to learn about them, to understand them, and to evaluate them. Except that what they don't want is you get hired, you go on the role, and then eventually decide that you don't want that role altogether. Or you move towards the end of the hiring process, and towards the end when the offer is placed to you, you just decide not to take the offer. So they want to know if you are a serious candidate or not, and hence they want to understand what is the motivation which is making you move. Is it like you're happy in the current role, everything is good and you're just checking out the market, and if something great comes your way only then you'll change the job? Or is it that you're desperate to make the move? This will give them an idea as to how serious you are in terms of looking for the job, or whether they can provide you that particular compensation or that particular feature that you're looking for in the new job. This is what is the determinant of you leaving your current job. Now let's talk about how or what kind of responses you should never give to answer this particular question. One is any response that sounds like complaining, you are supposed to avoid it. So don't complain in your answer about your current work, your organization, or the culture, because the interviewer doesn't know the complete story and you are just giving them your part of the story, and they may think there might be some other reality that this person is complaining about, but they don't know what the other side is, and hence they find it risky to go with a candidate where they only have one side of the story and not the other. So they would kind of just avoid you if you come across as someone who's complaining. Similarly, on the same lines, bad mouthing your manager, that either he was a bad manager, he was a jerk, you didn't like working with him, it was not a good fit. Again, the issue here is they don't know the other side of the story. It's just your story they know. Maybe the manager was good and you were not good, or maybe both of you were good, but it's just that both of you were not compatible, and maybe that gives a sign that you are not a person who is easily compatible with any other individual, and hence there is a risk that you might struggle when you work with a new manager here in the company that they are hiring for. So again, just simply avoid bad mouthing the company, the culture, or the manager itself. Third, citing money as a reason for you to leave your current role. Now obviously you can go ahead and ask for a higher salary, and maybe that is the reason why you're changing roles or jobs or the company. However, you should not call it as the key reason why you're leaving the current role. It should be bigger than that. Otherwise it may just seem that you are into the monetary factor of the job, which again is very important, essential, but it's not something that you want to talk in the interview and bring in the interview as the main reason why you're leaving the job. It has to be a bigger reason than that. It has to be a bigger purpose, and hence money becomes a very small or myopic purpose for which you are leaving an organization, and doesn't sound like you have strong rationale or strong purpose or strong reason for growth, let's say, or for development. Rather, you're just talking about money here, and it may sound very petty. Another one is just calling out that I want to get promoted. Again, that may sound as if you were not getting promotion in your current organization, and given they were not promoting you, now you want an out. which may kind of put in question to the interviewer as to why you were not getting promoted in your current organization. Was there something wrong with you? And so on and so forth. So just avoid talking about the fact that you need a promotion. You just don't need to talk about it. You can just talk about you need more responsibility, you want to grow, you want to develop, and all that kind of gives the signal that you are kind of looking for promotion. But don't say that I want to get promoted. Now the third part, how to craft a sensible and a strong response. Number one, make sure you're brief. The more you talk, the more you'll start to blabber, and the more you'll start to go into the corners or start talking about stuff which are not relevant or which may become damaging. So you may end up start to talk about or talk bad about your company culture or the work itself, or may use some lines which I specifically mentioned not to use, like money, promotion, stuff like that. So make it very concise, very brief, just to the point. Second, make sure you stay positive. And when I say positive, it means even positive for the company or the team that you're leaving. You always should come across as someone talking good about your company, the culture, and the team, which may give a feeling that this person was really into his job, into his team, into the role, into the company. And we are getting someone who's very positive, and he will have the same behaviors when he'll come and join our company and our team. Another piece which goes without saying is be honest and truthful. The key reason for that is if, for instance, you lie or make up something and the interviewer starts to probe, then you'll have to make up another lie to cover for the first lie, and then you get into a rabbit hole. Also, it may be an instance that, for instance, you are being recruited by or interviewed by the recruiter, and they may choose not to probe further. However, there might be a follow-up interview, let's say by the hiring manager, who ends up choosing to probe more into it. And by then you may have even forgotten part of the story that you gave to the first interviewer. And having different stories with different interviewers may land you in trouble. So just make it simple for yourself, be honest, be truthful, and keep it very clean. Fourth and the last one is look to the future. So whatever response you give should always tie back to the role or the job that you are applying for. So for instance, instead of saying my current job was not the right fit, you can say something like, my current job doesn't allow me to flex my skills as a finance manager or any other skill that you have. So I'm looking forward to creative components of my role, which I believe I can exercise when I join your company or the role that you're offering me. Again, this sounds more positive and more future looking versus continuing to stay in the past and bad-mouthing the past situation or the past culture or the past company or the past role. Now, here are some of the responses that you can use to answer this question. And I've laid them in the order of how you should prioritize them if you are to choose using any one of them. The first one and the best one is saying, I am looking for more responsibilities and growth opportunities. This kind of says it all about you, that you are about growth, you are about developing yourself, and hence you're looking to move into an organization or into a role that you believe will help you grow and develop. And hence they see you as someone who's hungry, who's driven, versus someone who's just talking about, I need a promotion. Again, this might be another way of saying that you need a promotion, but this is a nicer and a smarter way of saying that you want to grow and you want to develop. Because managers love employees who are looking for new skills or looking to learn and develop themselves. So much so that even if you believe that you have outgrown your current role or job, you can say that. So for instance, you can say that I've been doing my current role for the past 2 to 3 years and there is no upward movement in my organization because there are limited roles that are available. And hence it is me who wants to develop and grow, and I don't see myself doing the same job forever because I believe that my learning curve has flattened, and in order for me to steepen my learning curve again, I want to move to a different organization or move to a different role altogether. Another way of putting this could be, I am ready for another challenge. Now, I love the people I was working for, and I love the team I was working in. I love the projects I worked on. However, I believe that it's been like 2 to 3 years since I've been doing the same role, same projects, and my learning curve has flattened. And therefore, I'm seeking for newer and fresher challenges in my life. Rather than letting myself getting comfortable in a safe zone, I'm looking for pursuing challenges which will grow and develop me further. Now, next could be as simple as saying that you want a career change. Now, career change just doesn't mean that you're moving from finance to marketing or marketing to sales or vice versa. It can even mean that you're moving from a publicly listed company to a private equity company, or private equity company to a private company altogether, or maybe from private company to some other form of company. So it could be just the form of the work, or it could be change of businesses, like you're moving from FMCG to pharma, or maybe from retail to FMCG, and so on and so forth. So you can just call it out as, I want a change of careers just for me to expedite my learning and development. And I've done this particular kind of industry, or I've worked in this particular kind of industry or form of business for very long, and hence I want to learn something different, and that's why I'm applying for this particular role. Next, you can simply pin it on how the company has recently organized themselves. So it could be as simple as company restructuring, or company changing their culture, or the way they operate altogether. And because of these major changes, you've decided that you don't want to work with that particular company anymore, and hence you want to make the move. But it has to be a major and a significant change, and a change which kind of justifies why you're leaving. But more than that, it also justifies why you're a good fit for the role. Because if the change that the current company has done is exactly the same that the company you want to apply for has, then it just doesn't make sense, because they will be like, you're not okay with this particular change that has happened, or the restructuring that has happened. Why would you be happy with our company? Similarly, other could be that your role has been eliminated altogether because there was restructuring. Now, this is a very simple one point answer, or a very clear answer to say there was restructuring and my role has been eliminated, or there was laying off that happened in my company because of particular targets that needed to be met, or whatever that particular reason was, and hence you are available to move. And it could even be that there is restructuring going on and you expect some layoffs to happen, and before that happen, you want to make sure that you change the role or the company ahead of that. Last one could be work-life balance. So for instance, maybe you have moved houses or cities and now you live further away from where the work location is. Or it could be that the work is moving, so they are moving their offices from a particular city or particular location to a different location, and you don't feel that it is right for you to commute so much, and hence you want to make the move. Or it could even be that you're looking for some hybrid role because you have some personal responsibility, let's say taking care of elderly parents, or some other personal responsibility which is only supported or only helped once you have hybrid work setup. But in your current company, you don't have that hybrid opportunity, and you're looking for an opportunity or a company which provides that hybrid setup so that you can take care of that personal need that you have with that hybrid setup. Now, this is completely understandable because one, this is a personal choice, and second, the assumption is that the company that you're going in already offers that hybrid solution, and not just to you, but to all its employees. And it offers that hybrid solution to all its employees to give them this flexibility where they can enjoy or take care of their personal needs. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully this video was helpful for you to be now able to answer this question as to why do you want to leave your current job or your current company. Thank you.